So the first, every organization, hopefully, has some sort of vision, has a purpose, has an overarching ambition, a brand purpose, whatever it is. We call it the duvet chuck, a reason that you get out of bed on a Monday morning and come to work. We exist to release the creative potential of people at work. If it's not about releasing creative potential and it's not at work, we don't want to do it. So I was reading a book to my nieces last year, and it's my favourite book, and it's Clara's favourite book, Alice in Wonderland. And there's a bit in that, you'll recognise it maybe from your childhood, where Alice meets the Cheshire Cat, and she asks him, which road do I take? And he says, where would you like to go? And she says, I don't really know. And he basically says, well, if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter what road you take to get there. It was true for Alice, and it's true for organisations. If you don't set a clear direction for your people, then they won't know where to focus their energy. So fine, you have a vision, a purpose, an ambition, whatever it might be. And then hopefully from that, you have developed a business strategy. So you know roughly how you are going to, on this year, on your P&L, achieve that vision for 2018, 2019. Ideally then, they are rolled down into functional objectives, and then they are put into individual objectives. But in terms of innovation, that isn't enough, actually. Those organisations that are sustainably innovative have a really clear, simple, and articulated innovation strategy. They're clear about where the direction we're focusing our innovation. This year it's about this. It's not that. If you're working on that, like Steve Jobs when he came to Apple, he said if it's not one of these 4 things, we're not doing it. That's our innovation focus. So really clear innovation strategy that is simple and articulated, that links directly into your business strategy, which ultimately then helps to achieve your business purpose. Couple of examples, some stimulus around organisations who do this really well. So we are big fans of Facebook. You can find the Innovation Beehive on Facebook. But in their IPO letter, Mark Zuckerberg said, Facebook aspires to build the services that give people the power to share. We build tools to help people connect with the people they want and share what they want. So that was basically, this is what we are doing as a business. Now, he stood up at F8 recently in a big conference and laid out their direction. He called it their 10-year roadmap. And what I love about this is it said the first year, 1 to 3, we're building the ecosystem of Facebook. That's the product, getting people onto Facebook, using and experiencing our product. Then from year 3 to 5, it's about video, messenger, and groups, and that's when they bought WhatsApp and Instagram, etc. So that's the direction that if you're not innovating in those areas, that's where we're going to be innovating. But then he said further out, years 5 to 10, it's about connectivity, AI, virtual reality, and augmented reality. And you'll see it in more detail in your book. But what I love about here, some of them have just got question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. So they're specific enough to give people a direction of travel, but they're not constraining people, so they're saying you can only innovate within this space. Google has their 9 notions of innovation. One of my favorite is notion number 7, which is creativity loves constraint. So give people a focus, give them a direction of travel, directly link it to your business strategy, but make sure your innovation strategy is symbiotic with it as well. Adobe, Mark Randall, who's the VP of Innovation there, has done something really great with articulating their innovation strategy at Adobe. He's called this Adobe's Table of Strategic Elements. So what he's done, he's thought about how do you communicate internally with my workforce who are a bit techie, who are a bit scientific, who love kind of table of elements, periodic tables. So he's taken their innovation strategy and presented it in a way that appeals to his audience, and said these are the areas that we want you to focus on over the next year. But he's also taken it one step further, which I absolutely love. Through various programs that he runs, he says, why don't we see what power lies at the intersection when we clash parts of this strategy together? Because then we're really thinking about things that our competitors won't think about. So imagine if we took big data and proximity. If you put those 2 together and clash them, how can you innovate in that intersection there? Imagine we took social and privacy. How do you innovate in that intersection there? And can you see how by giving them a clear direction, he's also allowing them to be free and have new and differentiated ideas. So the first element of the innovation ecosystem is Make sure you have an inspiring vision. It's an essential part of business success. And if you don't, quite frankly, I can't imagine you're still going. But have a clear vision. The duvet chart, is it inspiring? Is it inspiring? Does it inspire people? Does it, as I say, throw back the duvet in the morning? IKEA, do IKEA sell cheap flat pack furniture, or do they exist for a better everyday life for the many people? The second, and I know which is more inspiring. Your vision should then be translated into a clear business strategy, the commercials within that, how it's going to be delivered. And then sitting and supporting that is your innovation strategy. That must absolutely be tied into the business strategy. And you should be able to clearly articulate all three and articulate the relationship between them and how they support each other.